I don't know. And what else is new? So basically, just picking back up what I was saying. I believe I was reading the comments, but I lost that just now. Responding to you guys' comments, but just basically reminding you all to stay grounded in this time. Don't panic about the things that are going on. Like, remember, you're just one person. You can only worry about, and worry about and handle one thing at a time. So don't get yourself all riled up about what's happening in the world. Stay focused on whatever it is that whatever goals or whatever things that you have set for yourself. Whether that's working towards a career or school, being just raising your family, take your family, like stay focused on the things that you do want in your life. And even I've had to kind of take a step back and realize that myself. Where your how's that saying go? Where your energy flows is, or your energy goes, is what will manifest essentially. So we create our reality, whether we recognize that or not. But we play a big role in the things that we have happen in our lives, even inadvertently. So this is just my little PSA. Stay positive, stay grounded, stay loving, stay kind, because that's what the world truly needs more of right now. We don't need any more negativity. We don't need any more, um, you know, fear. We don't need any more of that. We need the opposite. So let's all just continue, at the very least, to be cordial with one another. Um, if you can't do anything else, or like how the old saying go, if you don't got nothing nice to say, just keep it to yourself, keep it pushing. Try your best to do no harm, at the end of the day. But don't let nobody play with you. At the end of the day, you can be short and still be respectful with people. I know I had to practice what I'm preaching to you right now this week. People are, some of these people are desperate. Some of these entities, energies, whatever you want to call it, are desperate for an energy hit. And they can be a little aggressive about it, but you don't have to give them your energy. Hi, Sarah. You don't have to give them your energy, though. Just keep focusing on what you're working on, and let the rest, fall by the wayside, quite frankly. But if there's a day that comes up and you feel like you have to, let give people a piece of your mind, that's fine. But try your best to come back to factory or default. That's what I call it for myself. Going back to being in my character, because people will try to pull you out of your character. They will try to make you look like the bad guy and feel disillusioned about the world that we live in, and just how it's kind of that energy when people throw rocks. Um, because it's easy to, like, especially if you're an irritable person, give them a response, because the one thing that type of energy likes is attention, and they will do anything for attention. So that's just, again, my 2 little cents. You can take it or leave it. But yeah, like I said, I'm doing well. Just take a day at a time, as we all should be. Don't try to think or plan too far ahead. Just stay present. Deal with situations as they arise. Don't let yourself get too bogged down with anything that you can't immediately control, because contrary to what Sammy, my weekend was good. Nothing too crazy going on. And I'm glad yours was good. That's awesome. No, and see, and stuff like that is good because that lets you know that you're still able to carry on even despite everything else going on in the world and everything else going on in the world, and that's exactly how you have to be. Just study overload. So and I, and I love to learn. So it's like, I love to learn. So it's like, it's kind of what's the word of what's the word kind of like a pitfall for me. Like, I had put on there about learning about frequencies, and I learned about um, like the old time bells to be all throughout the world. And I'm paraphrasing right now because I can't remember all the specific details, but I just recall learning that a lot of them have been decommissioned. And the reasoning behind that has to do with the spiritual side of things, in the sense that the frequencies that these bells would emit would create certain entities, individuals that can't withstand certain individuals that can't withstand certain frequencies. Um, a lot of the energies that we have running rampant today is mostly in due in part because they don't, they don't know, nothing is checking them essentially. They're able to just run amok. But I am 100% like an advocate of bringing back those bells to emit those frequencies. So think about it in terms of when, if you've seen like those old time movies and they're like, oh, your town used to have Spider-Man. Oh, excuse me. So the Venom symbiote was trying to come to him. That's essentially what happens to these, negative entities, spirits, whatever that attach themselves to people, and or if they just exist in their own right. So I was thinking in terms that that's a way that's something that you can use as a form of protection, like 532, I believe it's what 420 and so many others. But I was able to find a playlist of these frequencies on the Wayback Machine website, which is like archive, sulfurage frequencies or bell free or yeah frequencies. It's like a playlist of some of these frequencies can be healing. So for those of you that might have ailments or aches and pains, you'd be remiss to give some of these frequencies a try and pay attention to how you feel. I know for me, I'm trying to do a better job of getting into like a schedule of playing them. At this point, I'd like to be able to like get like a disc or something so I can play it offline, so that I don't have to rely on just online like internet connection to play them. But I notice like I feel a lot better. I feel a lot lighter. I feel more clear headed when I'm hearing these higher frequencies that I tend to resonate with. And, it'll be a good way for you to also judge where you might be in the spiritual ascension rung, and how much more work you still need to do to, continue to ascend up that ladder. Because, it's very important to continue to move up. You don't want to be caught moving down. You don't want to be caught in that low vibrational state. People continue to put the world, and guess what? Our reality has no choice. But people who don't understand metaphysics, and esoteric knowledge, and esoteric knowledge, and spirit there. I'm still researching intermittent myself. And that's another reason those bells were taken. And that's another reason those bells were taken down. So Do your research, people. If you're interested in learning more about frequencies, I guarantee you it will not steer you wrong. Um, it's definitely worth a look see. Check it out for yourselves. Um, like I said, you can do the Wayback Machine, so archive.gov to get the frequencies to actually listen to. And I would recommend, maybe, if you're a person like me, like you just like to have like background noise like throughout the day, like it's something positive to play during the day. Or if you're someone that needs help like winding down at night, they're really good to play at night. Or you can just, if you already meditate, you can add it to your meditation cycle. And I'm sure, like I know like Reiki and the singing bowls and stuff like that. So it's basically singing bowls, but to another level. And again, I know, like, for me, just from the tones that I've heard from singing bowls, really like resonate with me. Like, I can feel it and it vibrates certain things. Like for me, like, I know of the pineal gland, I've heard a frequency from a singing bowl where I was like, man, I can really feel that, like here. And again, you just kind of gotta uh take your time easing into stuff like that. If you've never researched or experimented with stuff like that, take your time. Don't rush into it, because it's a different experience for everyone. For some, it might be enjoyable. For others, it might be a little discomfort initially, just because you might still be operating at a lower threshold in the Lord, I'm trying to remember, in like your chakras. Like if you haven't been able to open up all seven of your chakras and stuff like that. And I know I'm no metaphysics teacher on that, because I'm still learning myself, but I don't mind sharing what I'm learning as I'm going, if it'll help. And I find that it's again just another positive tool that you can add to your bag. You can add it to your bag for, like I said, healing, for spiritual cleansing, for protection, because like I said, that certain entities can't withstand certain higher frequencies. And I do feel like a lot of beings walking around these days got spirits on them, and not necessarily benevolent ones. So, you use that to your discretion, use it responsibly with that information. But we do know that frequencies matter, just like with modern music. They're set to certain frequencies and tones, oftentimes lower vibrational tones, to keep us in a lower vibrational state of mind and thought and actions. And, that's why it's important to be consciously aware of what you consume, whether that be in your mouth, your body, what you hear, what you listen to. I do recognize that some people have a better tolerance for lower vibrational stuff, even if they're working, on ascending. And that's because they know the metaphysics and, all of that behind it. It's like once you master what these things mean, and it's like once you know the purposes behind it, it doesn't have as much power over you as it would if you didn't know, or if you weren't aware. But when you're aware of what they can do, it doesn't hold the same weight. Essentially, it's not the same impact. So definitely, if you're interested in stuff like that, definitely give that a look over that, check that out for yourself. And honestly, I feel like it couldn't hurt, these days. It really couldn't hurt to experiment with positive things like that. It's not something that'll hurt you. The archive.gov is completely free. You can sign up and make an account. I believe for the playlist in particular that I'm referring to, I didn't even have to sign in or anything. Um, you just, and I have it like saved, so I can just continuously come back to it. Um, let's see. So that's, one thing I definitely wanted to share. And ironically, I still consider this light conversation. I know for some, like, oh my God, this is so so deep or whatever, but it really isn't in my mind. But that's just me. Because I could definitely go deeper, but like I said, I'm not trying to be too long winded tonight, seeing as I'm just stepping back into the channel. And I definitely want to hear more from you all, like what we want to, things that you all are interested in, or you like me, or you like to like hear my opinions on, or if you have any tips or recommendations or anything you'd like to share that could positively impact the community, that'd be great. Like, I'm open to people sharing that stuff. Feel free to shoot an email if you need to, or put it in the chat, excuse me, so that everybody can learn and grow together. Um, because it's still very much, I still very much so want this to be a positive space for people to be able to share things without necessarily being ridiculed, or like, oh, feeling like, oh, this idea is stupid. Like, no, in these days and times, like, that's what makes stuff great, is when you have a collective of people, different people coming together with different perspectives that can add to essentially this database of information, worldwide information, because I think we got too much gatekeeping going on these days, which is why our nation is the way, or our world is the way it is. Not just this nation, but our world. Too many secrets. And I get it. Some secrets might be being kept because it's for the betterment of humanity, etc. But I'm a person that I'm always stand for truth. I want it even if it hurts. Like, that's just me. But yeah, your girl's been researching. She's been going down so many different little tangents, um, here and there, and but I've been trying to think about the things that I want to come back with to the channel with. And I don't know, I just feel like I haven't been like inspired as much to talk about certain things, or I've been trying to do my best to um what's the word, just be authentic. That's why I said I would never come on here and fake and, oh yeah, everything's perfect, everything's fine, when I'm not. That's why I already started off the video letting you, or the previous video letting you all know, like, hey, I had some tough mental days, but I'm doing all right overall. Just needed some time. Robert, oh, I am fine. How are you, Robert? Which, thank you for joining the live. Welcome in. I'm probably not gonna keep you all too much longer. Just really wanted to touch base and show face and all that good stuff. And hopefully, next live I can have something. I have another topic specifically to that we can kind of get into the meat and potatoes of, and kind of dissect some things a little more. Because I'm not sure if you all like the esoteric side of me, I guess, or like me talking about stuff like that. You guys got to let me know. But it's definitely something that I have been enjoying learning about, more and more. So, I'm probably still going to issue, even if y'all don't like it, I'm still probably going to post it. I'm just letting you know that now. Because that's just, that's one of my interests at the moment. But I'm definitely open to talking about other things. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to sign off here. But if you joined in, if you've been able to stick with me through the tech stuff, thank you. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. If not, I hope things get better for you. Um, in the meantime, like I said, I've never set a specific schedule for my channel. And I feel like that's just how you keep things authentic. I pop on when I feel inspired to talk and chit chat. Plus, I'm not, I can be an organized person when it comes to stuff like this, but I don't know. With this, I like to keep it light and fun. I feel like that's what helps me present my best self, opposed to getting bogged down in like a routine and a schedule with it, because sometimes that can become a little robotic, and that's just not me. I have moments where I'm like high energy and then other moments where I'm like chill, like now. So it just depends. It fluctuates because that's life. But so I don't want to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, guys." Like I might be back. I don't know. We'll we'll see. But let me see. I'm trying to think. Is there anything important? Um, Regarding the channel, I definitely did want to, if you all weren't aware, that I do have the channel memberships up. If you're interested in joining, becoming a member, I also still have the PayPal up, as well as my Patreon. If you're interested in donating to my channel, I would like to work towards upgrading my filming equipment. I know originally I upgraded to the phone, but just with all the electronic interference, like I feel like I'm gonna just have to go old school and just get a stationary camera that's dedicated to just filming, and I can just upload. Which I think I have my eye on one in particular that is meant for like content creators, but I gotta check it out some more. So if y'all want to help, your girl be able to get that and donate to me, I appreciate it. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. It's okay either way. I'm just putting it out there though. Um, what else? Oh yeah, so the Patreon, I was able to finally post my medical disparities series that I told you all I was gonna give you guys. I think it's been up about, or both so far have been up, I want to say about 2 or 3 weeks now. Um, so if you haven't had a chance, go over there and check out the Patreon. I'm not gonna lie to you all. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep my Patreon long term. I'm still fairly new to the platform, so I'm trying to learn and figure it out as far as what to post over, or what I want to consistently post over there. So, just, maybe, if you guys have any recommendations of what you like to see over there, let me know. Um, let's see. Oh, True Fries is messing with my screen. Yeah, but that, hey, True Fries, that comes with the territory. When you're a real authentic person talking about real authentic things, they try to suppress you. If I was on here talking about nonsense, I probably wouldn't have no issues at all. So, but thank you for noticing that. um and as much as I'd like to say it's only online, it's in real life too, that I get interfered with, but it's all good. Like I'm not gonna let it get me down or keep me down. So you're just gonna keep on moving. But yeah, so I talked about Patreon, talked about PayPal, talked about memberships. Also, I think I have super chats and all that enabled. So if any of you are inclined to want to, like I said, donate to the channel, you can. Don't feel pressured to, don't feel like you have to. I'm just making you all aware that it is there and it is available if you'd like. But yeah, in the meantime, stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, mentally, physically, spiritually, all the leaves. All right. And thank you for tuning in. Until next time, see ya.